The year is 2026. Two very different tools are battling for the future of automation, and they don't even agree on what automation means. OpenClaw launched in November 2025, created by Peter Steinberger, the developer behind PSPDFKit. Within 48 hours, it became the fastest-growing open-source project in history, reaching 196,000 GitHub stars, 600-plus contributors, and 10,000 commits. N8N, by contrast, launched in 2019 and built its reputation quietly. By 2026, version 2 delivers over 500 integrations, 1,700-plus community templates, and a full AI workflow builder. It's the seasoned professional to OpenClaw's viral newcomer. At the heart of this comparison is a philosophical divide. N8N asks, what steps should run in what order? OpenClaw asks, what does the user need right now, and how do I figure that out myself? OpenClaw's architectural centerpiece is the Gateway, a single always-on node, JS process that runs on WebSocket port 18,789. It routes every message, manages every session, and acts as the control plane for all agents running beneath it. The Gateway enforces a lane-aware queue. Only one active task runs per session at a time. This swim lane isolation prevents agents from colliding with each other, corrupting shared memory, or racing to write the same file simultaneously. Memory is OpenClaw's superpower. It stores conversation history in JSONL log files, maintains a memory, MD Markdown file for long-term notes, and uses a hybrid of SQLite FTS5 keyword search and vector embeddings for intelligent recall across weeks of context. OpenClaw introduces a concept no traditional workflow tool has, the soul. The soul, MD file, stores the agent's name, personality, mission, long-term goals, and constraints. It is loaded at every turn, making the agent not just a task runner but a persistent identity. Skills extend what an agent can do. Stored on ClawHub, there are over 3,500 available skills as of March 2026, from web browsing and code execution to home automation and database queries. Each skill is a markdown file describing what it does and how to invoke it. But ClawHub has a shadow side. Security audits in early 2026 found approximately 900 malicious skill packages. That's 20% of the registry. Koi Security identified 341 skills specifically designed to steal passwords, crypto wallets, and SSH keys. Snike found 36% of skills had vulnerabilities. Cisco and Palo Alto issued enterprise warnings. The good news is that OpenClaw can be hardened. Bind the gateway to loopback, not 0000. Enable DM-only pairing, review and pin every skill. Use OAuth over raw API keys, encrypt credentials, apply least privilege tool, allow and deny lists, and keep OpenClaw updated. N8N is built around a visual node canvas. Workflows are triggered by events, then pass data from node to node. Each node transforms, routes, or acts on the data. The state exists only for the duration of a single execution run, stored in a connected database. N8N version 2, released December 2025, is a watershed update. It introduces sandbox task runners for safe code execution, SQLite pooling delivering 10 times faster database performance, a publish and save release lifecycle, and an AI workflow builder that converts natural language prompts into draft workflows. N8N's 2026 roadmap doubles down on two bets: deeper AI-first building blocks, including stateful agent flows, RAG helpers, and conversation memory storage, and enterprise governance with audit trails, LLM cost controls, PII redaction, and role-based approvals for workflow deployments. OpenClaw and N8N don't exist in isolation. There are now at least 10 major agentic frameworks competing in the same space. Understanding where each sits in the stack is critical to choosing the right tool for the right job. LangGraph version 1010 as of March 2026 is the graph-based stateful framework from LangChain. It models agent workflows as directed graphs with nodes and edges, offers built-in checkpointing for durable state, and powers production systems at Uber, LinkedIn, and Klarna. It holds 24,600 GitHub stars and 38 million monthly PyPI downloads. Crew AI version 1.10.1 brings a team-first philosophy. You define agents as crew members, a researcher, a writer, a reviewer, and assign them tasks. Its Flows API adds event-driven orchestration, and native support for both MCP and A2A makes it the most protocol-ready framework available. It has 44,600 GitHub stars. The OpenAI Agents SDK version 0.10.2 keeps things intentionally minimal with 4 primitives: agents, handoffs, guardrails, and tools. It supports over 100 LLMs via a unified interface, uses WebSocket transport for real-time streaming, but has no built-in persistence. It's ideal for rapid prototyping and DMOS. Anthropic's Claude Agent SDK version 0.1.48 is the only framework that runs MCP servers as in-process libraries rather than external servers. This means tools live inside the agent process itself, eliminating network round trips. With lifecycle hooks and deep MCP integration, it is the reference implementation for MCP native agents. Google's Agent Development Kit version 1.26.0 is the multimodal powerhouse. It natively handles text, images, video, and audio. It ships with built-in A2A protocol support, workflow agents, and a developer UI. It's the optimal choice for teams already deep in the Gemini ecosystem. Microsoft's Agent Framework hit release candidate in February 2026, with general availability expected in March. Built for Net and Python, it features graph-based orchestration, built-in checkpointing, native MCP and A2A support, and deep Azure integration. It is the enterprise migration path from AutoGen and Semantic Kernel. Mastra is the TypeScript-first agentic framework from the team behind Gatsby, built on Vercel's AI SDK. It is the correct choice for engineering teams that live in TypeScript. It ships with agents, RAG pipelines, and built-in observability out of the box, making it production-ready from day one without the Python to TypeScript translation overhead. Microsoft's original AutoGen has forked into 2 paths. AutoGen itself continues under Microsoft Research, while AG2, the open-source community fork, has become an independent project. Both treat agent collaboration as a conversation. Agents propose, critique, and iterate. AutoGen is now the migration path to Microsoft Agent Framework for enterprise users. 4 more frameworks round out the landscape. LlamaIndex specializes in document intelligence and RAG workflows. Haystack from DeepSet wraps RAG pipelines inside agentic tools via its component tool class. DiFi provides a low-code visual builder for LLM apps. Flowise is the drag-and-drop visual agent builder built on LangChain, the N8N-like experience for agent construction. The Model Context Protocol, created by Anthropic in November 2024 and now governed by the Linux Foundation's Agentic AI Foundation, has become the universal standard for connecting AI agents to tools. It uses JSON-RPC2, standardized tool schemas, and bidirectional connections. As of March 2026, there are over 10,000 active MCP servers and 97 million monthly SDK downloads. While MCP connects agents to tools, the agent-to-agent protocol from Google Cloud connects agents to each other. A2A uses agent cards, JSON manifests discoverable at .wellknown/agent.json with OAuth 2 and MTLS security. IBM's Agent Communication Protocol offers a lighter REST alternative. The community sees MCP plus A2A as complementary. Use both. Here is the debate at the heart of 2026's agentic architecture war. Should your orchestration layer be a framework that you code against, or a runtime gateway that manages agents as persistent services? OpenClaw argues the gateway model wins because it handles state, routing, memory, and lifecycle outside the model, making the LLM stateless inside a stateful shell. The emerging consensus in March 2026 is a 5-layer reference architecture. Layer 1, the human interface, chat, or API. Layer 2, LLM reasoning with the model of choice. Layer 3, the control layer, framework or gateway, handling routing, state, and lifecycle. Layer 4, memory, short-term context window, long-term vector store, profile storage. Layer 5, tooling, MCP servers or skills, providing access to real-world systems. Side by side, the differences are stark. OpenClaw is stateful, it remembers across weeks. N8N is stateless, state lasts only per execution. OpenClaw connects to 50-plus messaging channels. N8N connects to 500-plus business apps. OpenClaw reasons autonomously. N8N executes deterministically. OpenClaw requires security hardening. N8N offers SOC 2 certified cloud. Costs differ dramatically by use case. For a personal AI assistant, OpenClaw self-hosted costs $20 to $110 per month, $5 to $20 for VPS plus $15 to $90 for LLM API calls. Dunclaw managed hosting adds $29 per month. N8N is simply not designed for this use case. For business automation, N8N's self-hosted option runs $10 to $35 per month, while its cloud tiers range from 24 to over €800 per month. The most powerful teams in 2026 don't choose between OpenClaw and N8N, they use both. OpenClaw handles the conversational reasoning layer. It interprets user intent, maintains context across weeks, and decides what action needs to happen. N8N handles the execution layer. It runs the reliable, deterministic workflow and reports back. The bridge is a simple webhook. Consider an email pipeline. Routine emails, invoices, receipts, automated alerts are routed directly by N8N. A Gmail trigger fires, a filter node categorizes, a Notion node archives, a Slack node notifies. Done in seconds, zero LLM cost, but an ambiguous email requiring judgment, a client expressing frustration, gets routed by N8N to OpenClaw via webhook. OpenClaw reads the history, understands the relationship, drafts a context-aware reply, and sends it back. For complex tasks, OpenClaw supports a coordinator specialist pattern. A coordinator agent classifies tasks and delegates to stateless specialist agents, a research specialist, a coding specialist, a scheduling specialist. Shared workspace files, goal MD, plan MD, status MD, log MD, enable coordination. One critical rule: specialists must never call other specialists. Recursion causes infinite delegation loops. Multi-agent systems fail in 4 key ways. Infinite delegation loops when recursion is permitted. Deadlocks when 2 agents wait for each other. Race conditions when 2 agents write the same file. Token runaway: one user reported spending $20 overnight on a single OpenClaw session with over 500 messages sent. Each failure mode has a mitigation. Recursion limits, unique task IDs with timeouts, append-only logs, and model cost budgets. At NVIDIA GTC on March 16, 2026, Jensen Huang declared that every company in the world needs an OpenClaw strategy. NVIDIA answered its own call with NemoClaw, an open-source enterprise stack built on OpenClaw that installs NVIDIA's Nematron models and the OpenShell secure runtime in a single command, adding privacy controls, policy-based guardrails, and a privacy router for cloud model access. Microsoft is playing both sides. As of March 13, 2026, Microsoft is internally testing OpenClaw integration for Microsoft Teams, with a formal roadmap expected imminently. Simultaneously, Microsoft Agent Framework has reached release candidate status, the enterprise code-first alternative. Microsoft's security blog has also published guidance on safely running OpenClaw in enterprise Windows environments. OpenAI launched Frontier on February 5, 2026, an enterprise platform where AI agents are onboarded as digital coworkers, assigned identities, granted permissions scoped to specific tasks, and reviewed for performance. It meets SOC 2 Type II, ISO 27001, and CSA STAR standards. Frontier directly competes with the emerging OpenClaw enterprise trend. OpenClaw's creator also launched Moltbook, a social platform exclusively for AI agents. Within 1 week, 1.5 million autonomous agents self-organized into communities, debating everything from practical tasks to philosophical questions. Agents developed a tongue-in-cheek digital religion called Crustafarianism, centered on the belief that the shell is mutable. Then came the breach, exposed API keys and credentials. The platform is both a demonstration and a warning. The decision framework is clear once you know what you're building. Choose OpenClaw if you need a persistent AI assistant with memory, autonomous reasoning over messaging apps, or a self-hosted always-on agent. Choose N8N if you need repeatable business process automation, hundreds of SaaS integrations out of the box, or SOC 2 compliant cloud deployment. Choose both if you need conversational intelligence driving reliable business pipelines. The 2026 consensus, reflected in a February archive paper by Mamdouh Al-Anazi, is that neither purely stateful nor purely stateless wins. The winning pattern is a hybrid, stateless agents on the edge for fast execution, wrapped in a stateful orchestrator that persists memory, manages task graphs, and handles retries. This is exactly what the OpenClaw Gateway Plus specialist pattern implements. Production agents without observability are blind. OpenClaw emits OpenTelemetry traces tagged by agentid, plus per-agent Prometheus metrics covering runs, success, failure, and token usage. Dashboards in Grafana Tempo or Datadog make behavioral drift visible. N8N provides built-in execution history, error logs, and with version 2, LLM cost monitoring and usage dashboards. Every production agent system needs a kill switch. For OpenClaw Gateway Stop, one command halts all agents instantly. For N8N, deactivate the workflow or shut down the instance. Beyond the kill switch, governance means minimal privilege tool allow and deny lists per agent, Docker sandbox mode for code executing agents, separate auth profiles, and role-based access control, all of which N8N2 now provides natively with deployment gates. For a team choosing a framework today, the selection matrix is: if you need complex conditional Python workflows with production checkpointing, LangGraph. If you need fast multi-agent prototyping with MCP and A2A support, CrewAI. If you need TypeScript agents in a Next.js stack, Mastra. If you need enterprise Azure governance, Microsoft Agent Framework. If you need an always-on personal or team AI assistant with memory, OpenClaw. If you need 500+ integration business automation, N8N. Convergence is real and accelerating. N8N is gaining stateful agent capabilities, RAG helpers, and conversation memory by Q3 2026. OpenClaw's upcoming Teams RFC will add formal task lists with dependencies and per-agent mailboxes, replacing the current file-based coordination. MCP and 8-way protocols are merging conceptually into a unified agent interoperability stack. The boundary between workflow engine and autonomous agent is dissolving. Before deploying any agent system in 2026, 3 security non-negotiables apply across all platforms. 1. Never expose your agent gateway publicly without authentication. 135,000 OpenClaw instances were publicly exposed in February 2026. 2. Treat every third-party skill or plugin as untrusted code. Audit before installation. 3. Implement human-in-the-loop checkpoints for any action that touches money, sends communications, or modifies production data. OpenClaw's most controversial capability is self-modification. The agent knows its own source code, its documentation, and its model version, and can modify its own software without explicit instruction if given the tools to do so. Peter Steinberger described this in the Lex Fridman interview. The first prototype was built in about 1 hour, and within days it was modifying its own code. This is extraordinary and terrifying in equal measure. In contrast, N8N2 has made human oversight a first-class citizen. The human-in-the-loop chat node pauses any workflow mid-execution, presents the situation to a human reviewer, and waits for explicit approval before proceeding. For a customer support workflow, this means classify intent, draft reply with AI, pause for human review of sensitive content, get approval, send. The human stays in charge. Beyond MCP and A2A, 3 emerging standards will shape the next generation of agentic infrastructure. The Agent Network Protocol uses decentralized identifiers for trustless agent-to-agent authentication. The Open Agentic Schema Framework provides uniform capability schemas so agents can discover each other's tools. The W3C AI Agent Protocol Community Group aims to standardize agent communication at web scale by 2027, the potential HTTP of the agent web. Jensen Huang said it best at GTC 2026. OpenClaw is to personal AI what Linux was to operating systems, what HTTP was to the internet, what Kubernetes was to cloud-native software. Whether you agree or disagree, the signal is clear. The 2026 agentic stack is not a trend. It is infrastructure, and infrastructure companies build on top of it. Here is the March 2026 verdict. OpenClaw and N8N are not competitors, they are complements. OpenClaw is the reasoning and memory layer. N8N is the execution and integration layer. The agentic frameworks LangGraph, CrewAI, Mastra, and the rest are the construction tools. MCP and A2A are the communication contracts. The gateway is the control plane. And the human, with oversight, judgment, and a kill switch, remains the most important agent in the system.